it's hard to tell what they're going to play in each game.
Yeah, I feel like when you're in a situation and you don't know what you should be doing at all, that's really when the random cues happen. But if you have any sort of read whatsoever, use that information to your advantage. And we're going to find out what they've done in game number 2 because it's getting underway right now. Kranich, I feel like he's the one who's got to make adjustments in this one because RDU looking like he's in great form. Yep, and why not run it back? I mean, you know, if it's going to work, like that's the one thing that's really interested me so much this season is when players win a game with a deck, they'll swap it.
Yeah, I mean, it's been interesting to me as well this season how often we haven't seen people run back a deck after they win with it.
Yeah.
You know, because they're so feared, they're so scared of being targeted in the next game. That's not always what happens.
Well, it's tough to just put someone and be like, well, he won a game with Warlock, so I guess he's just going to play Warlock again. Like that's where you end up getting got sometimes, is that your opponent does switch it so often. That's what I love about this format. It's just constantly mind games back and forth.
Yeah, and Kranich is going to play this turn with Knife Juggler because if RDU didn't have a way to answer it, he can maybe run away with this game with it. But you can see RDU does have an Abusive Sergeant, but it's going to make him play a little off curve.
Yeah, that's really the big problem here, is that now his choices are Knife Juggler, sacrifice the Void Caller. I'm sorry, the Void Walker, or it's Abusive Sergeant, and then on turn 3 you have Knife Juggler, no life tap. Like, his curve is thrown off by this turn 1 play, and that's really the major difference. You know, we've talked about it all season long. Professionals want to put their opponents in situations where they have to use their mana on their terms, not on the terms of the player making decisions, and this is already starting. Turn number 1, we see it.
Yeah, Kranich putting RDU into a hard spot. You're seeing RDU tank again here early in a game, and you know, we saw him do this in game 1. This is a very high pressure situation for RDU.
Yeah.
Can't fault him for taking the safe road.
I don't blame him out here either. You know, if he plays Knife Juggler in turn 2, Kranich obviously is going to run over the Void Walker, and then is going to have shots to juggle it away. But I don't feel like you want to give him that chance. Like, you know, let's say he opens up Glaive Zuka right there, and suddenly you just die. Like, your opponent is a 4-1 juggler, and you don't have anything on board.
No, I 100% agree with you. And plus, I mean, RDU could still draw a lot of cards to make his turn 3, you know, better. There's 1 drops in his deck. There's 3 drops in his deck. You may even pick up another option like Nerubian Egg here, but it's hard not to play the Knife Juggler, staring down 2 Worgen Infiltrators.
Yep. Wow, Kranich now with some real decisions in front of him. Obviously, you're taking out the Knife Juggler. Not a question about this. But is there any chance that he holds back these Worgen Infiltrators? He's actually going to trade one straight away, which I think is a little bit interesting considering he has Explosive Trap and has a Knife Juggler in his hand.
Maybe he's looking for some misinformation on the trap later. I mean, there's something to be said about just playing the trap and not attacking, but then you're not doing, you know, the main focus of your deck, which is to actually just get damage in. Plus, if he just leaves a Knife Juggler in play and RDU plays 2 minions, then his Worgen Infiltrators could get picked off.
Yeah.
So I like him getting any value that he can from there.
Yeah, and this is an example of that too. You know, now that he's got this Explosive Trap down and RDU's looking at this, I mean, you can see that he's painted his decision. If this is Freezing Trap, attacking with the Void Caller here is a terrible decision.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like a Freezing Trap. I mean, if I didn't know it was Explosive Trap, I would assume this was Freezing Trap the way the game's been played out. And I mean, so does RDU. Look at the stress on him here, because if he attacks here and it's Freezing Trap, he's very far behind.
It's like the opposite of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Like, the Explosive Traps look like Freezing Traps.
Yeah. That's only like the 3rd time we've referenced that movie this season.
The misdirections are never played in anyone's deck.
Hey, that's not true. We saw someone play one.
Era did play misdirection. Yeah. It almost won a game with it.
Oh yeah, it was like 50-50 to actually win the game on the spot with it. It was great. Era and Kranich, they've just been so much fun this season.
I love these 2 guys. RDU going to call the bluff, and he's got to be happy that this is Explosive Trap, but he's taken a lot of damage now. Like, he just gave Kranich another Eagle Horn Bow Charge, the Explosive Trap and the Worgen Infiltrators, and dead giveaway that this is Face Hunter.
And I love this play from RDU here because these Hunter decks, when they have Explosive Traps, had a pretty big problem with dealing with this kind of board.
Yeah,
look at this.
This is really where the reward comes in. Like, so he knows that he's going to be taking a ton of damage, but Kranich does not have a lot of time to get this done at this point.
So have you noticed the new viewer client bug that's going on? You know, we don't have the problem anymore with the cards staying on the screen, but options are highlighted that are no longer legal, and they stay highlighted during the games.
Now it's gonna bug. I wasn't paying attention.
Oh, I'm so glad I got to blow that up for you. I'm so glad.
So Kranich gonna play defensively here. You know, at 17, I can't blame him for this.
Yeah, I'll get to throw a few knives here if he wants as well. See if he can pick off this Nerubian Egg for cheap.
Gosh, imagine if he just double juggles the Nerubian.
Well, now he's gonna have to overkill the Nerubian here.
Yeah. I'm actually curious. I feel like he should have just attacked the Worgen Infiltrator first.
Right, just to make sure you can possibly have a 50-50 shot of getting some damage upstairs.
Yeah, Iron Beak Owl not the worst here. And with so far ahead in the damage race, he's got to be feeling good.
Yeah, Defender of Argus probably the, like, if not the, but one of the best cards in the Zoo deck in this matchup.
Yeah.
Because you are not a favorite in this matchup unless you push really hard like RDU did, and then they don't have a freezing trap, because then you can really punish them. But Defender of Argus can really swing some games.
But now something else that happens, though, is that Kranich has actually answered this board pretty effectively. RDU's out of gas at this point. He's going to need some major minion pickups if he's going to take this game home.
Yeah, if he uses the Iron Beak Owl here and then pushes 5 damage into Kranich, which I fully expect him to do, and he does, the onus is on Kranich here now to either figure out, he needs to either push for a bunch of damage or take care of this board from RDU. But picking up a cheap minion here is great for him. It's going to allow him to get value off his quick shot here, and he's going to get to clean up this whole entire board. Yeah. RDU is not happy.
Yeah, this is bad news for RDU. I mean, again, the Defender of Argus in hand, but really nothing else. Yeah, honestly, this I think he should hold on to this Eagle Horn bow.
Yeah, Defender of Argus, not the best when you don't have minions in play.
Yeah, he's going to go ahead and swing with it, though. He knows that pressure is going to be the name of his game.
Yeah, I love the way that RDU played this game because it put all the pressure on Kranich to take care of everything. Plus, it allows him to use his hero ability. In this matchup, your hero power is pretty dead once you get past a certain life total. But when Kranich is trading off and having to take care of your board, you actually get some value out of it.
Yeah. So a little bit of a race now. Kranich, losing a lot of his life, but with 2 Leper Gnomes on the board.
2 Leper Gnomes, no cards in RDU's hand. You push here. Your top decks are more direct than his.
Well, maybe. I mean, I can think of some big draws here.
There's obviously some big draws in RDU's deck, but you have kill commands. You have weapons. You have cards that are specifically designed to win races, while RDU has cards in his deck specifically designed to win, board stalls.
Yep.
And this is going to be a big turn for RDU as well. He's going to take care of the entire board here.
I don't even know if you take care of this Leper Gnome. I think maybe you just push.
Well, how many outs does it stop? Because if he gets in 2, then it's effectively getting in 4 with the Leper Gnome here. And it only cost you 1 damage to save possibly 2.
You still have lethal here.
Yeah.
Next turn.
Yeah, you push for 2 here. He goes to 7.
Something's got to give. Kranich needs damage. Unleash the Hounds. That can keep him alive for another turn.
Yeah, he can take care of the Knife Juggler and maybe even push in some damage here if he wants. Get into hero power. This will get RDU down to 4, meaning that he just has to find 2 damage.
Eagle Horn Bow, Glaive Zuka, Kill Command, Quick Shot, Wolf Rider, Arcane Golem, Explosive Trap. Like everything in. Wow!
Never mind.
RDU draws the last points of damage.
Face.
Wow! This game, honestly, like I started counting the outs and I was like, wow, Kranich is going to win this game, but RDU closes it out with the last 3 points of damage.
Matches like this really made me wish that you had the option to draw a card after the game is over. I just want to see the top card of Kranich's deck so bad.